We'll need a gurney at the hangar bay. ETA 90
Death at the gates again. Howling my name. Come on in, old buddy. Sorry I made you wait.
Hello there, Sarah from 17 once again. This is my Wolfenstein II, I Am Death Incarnate, no upgrade video walkthrough. This mission is called A New Suit, and this is going to be a really interesting video here, because I'm going to go guns blazing and aggressive at this beginning part, and I'm going to show you just how difficult this game is when you're taking damage at this level. So, you don't have to do what I'm doing here, but we are dying because of radiation. There's tons of HP littered around the arena, so you can take this slow and kill them at your own speed, and then of course not take as much damage as I'm about to take. But I just thought this was too exciting not to put this in the guide, because this is not the toughest sequence in the game, and you can do it in a whole multitude of ways. I just wanted to put a slightly more exciting one out there, because we've played so safe so far. We've stealthed 90% of the game. All the gunfights have been finding a cheeky spot and surviving. So I thought, here's what the game looks like when you're not doing that, and it looks hard. So I get so close to dying coming up, it's kind of beautiful. But 68 HP, there's a couple more guys going to come up these stairs here. I know where they are, so I'm going to take them out quickly. Look at that, there's the dog, hit it with the axe quickly. The dog nearly kills me. Watch my HP now. It drops in multiples of 2. One more extra second there and I was dead. That was about as close as it gets. But that's the end of the tough section, because after once we get inside, you're no longer going to be timed, and then for the rest of this we're going to be using stealth tactics, and my stealth tactics in this walkthrough are top tier, I believe. And I don't usually say that about my walkthroughs, because I always believe my walkthroughs are good, but there are certain parts of this game where watching it back, I felt really good about the strategies that I'm going to be sharing, and I know that these videos are going to help, and that's the main thing. But once you press the button, you're going to be moving inside this kind of missile silo-esque, you know, crazy military installation, I wanted to say. I don't know why I said instruction, but you know, we're not perfect. There's a couple of weapon lockers here that you can pick up and get a refill on. Always make sure you charge your laser weapon. That is probably my favourite gun in the game, because it's just functional. It kills everything when I use it, and that's exactly why I use weapons, to kill things. And then from this point onwards, we're going to be using the new mechanic that you got to pick in one of the interim missions. Because you might have noticed, I'm not sharing those moments where you go back to the base and you talk to everybody and you do the meaningless tasks and then you go to the next place. But in one of the ones that just passed, you had a choice between some shoulder pads, between I think some gloves, and between some leg attachments. And I picked the leg attachments. I don't like the leg attachments at all. I think they're gangly. I hate the noise they make. I think they make the game clumsy. I think they're really poorly designed. But I love the idea of being able to reach places I'm not supposed to be, and I love making strategies using extended height, so that's the reason why I chose them. But the section coming up here is a stealth moment that I'm going to show you how to get through without interacting with any of these enemies. And the guy who walked into this room, he's the only problem. If you stand too close when he first enters, he will see you on top of this pipe. But do you see to the right of me how there's the commander and the other guy? The commander's looking straight at me, but he will never see you. Yet this guy does. So for some reason, he has way better optics or vision detection than those other soldiers, and I'm not entirely sure why. When he disappears, walk on this pipe as a crouched man and just drop off the end, and nobody will see you. You'll have no troubles here, and then you want to just move to your left and get through the bladed openings. So you can run now with complete immunity. You don't have to go across here. This leads back to where we came from. There is an axe just to my left there, which you could grab if you need it, but I don't really need it. And then in this next room, you're going to be reunited with an old friend, which is the crazy dog metal monster from the first game. And I was really anticipating that this thing was going to chase you through this level like it did in the first game, but it doesn't. And I tell a lie, guys, it's coming up on the section after this one, but I've got another fantastic strategy here. So if you come over to this side, you can stand on top of this, and there's going to be one of those armoured diesel men who's going to walk towards you, and then he's going to stop, and then he's going to turn around, and then he's going to walk away. I'm going to drop a save just before I do this, so that if I do make a mistake, it doesn't cost me. And then I'm going to drop down here onto this, and then I'm going to drop down just onto this machine here, and I'm going to walk past him. So there's a guy just to my right there, and I don't know how he can't see me, but I'm so glad that he can't. Don't ask me why. Any other dude would have spotted me just then, but this just works, guys. And I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth, but if you move up here, you're going to be able to activate the first switch, and then from this position, we're going to be able to move all the way around this area and activate the other switch to open up the doorway to enter the heart of this foundation. But Somebody kind of saw me just then, just this guy here. You can kill him if you want to, or you can move past him. I've taken to not killing too many people in these stealth moments, because a lot of the times you really don't need to. Right now, if he goes, alarm, or something like that, it means you've got to kill him. But if he doesn't, why bother, right? All you're going to do is put yourself out of the way of where you need to be. So keep on moving here, keep on checking each of your sides. I kill him because he's a little bit too close. My axe does a funny bounce, and then we can move over to this, and then hit this switch. And once you hit this switch, it's going to give you a checkpoint. So now, there are 2 armoured diesel guys moving back and forth in the main room. If I walk the way behind me and come out of that corner, I'm going to bump into one of the armoured guys, and it ends badly. So instead, because I know that they're on a set pattern, I'm going to walk all the way back the way we came, and it's going to line up just well enough so that I can go through the doorway in the gap between their patterns. And it's just one of those serendipitous things of, I tried a different approach, and it worked beautifully. And then in the next room, we get to be reunited with our flame-throwing friend. But let's have a look. So he's all the way over there, where that's the entrance where we could have come from, and his buddy's walking back over to the elevator that we dropped down. So if you come in here, you can stand up now, you should be fine, and then if you push forward, you're going to be moving into the next zones. But somebody asked me, why does it look like my gun is 10 feet away from my body? And if you're not aware, guys, I'm playing on 120 FOV. The FOV for this game, I think, is usually 80, which means I have 40 extra field of view. And it does make your arms look a bit long, and it does make your gun look a little bit small, but it adds to your periphery vision, and it makes it easier to spot targets and threats. So all you do here, guys, is you wait for those blades to open, and then you jump up here. The blades will shut by themselves, and if you drop into the elevator shaft, you will not see that dude again until the next time we bump into him. And it's a nice, simple stealth section, super effective, super easy strategy. And then now we're on the final stealth sequence of this area. And be careful on this part here too. If you move too fast going into this next zone, he will open up a little slot in that door, and he'll fire one of those grenade pistols at you. I know this because it's hit me in the face a few times on my first run, but you get a... I'm going to save just there, and then from this moment onwards, there's one guy peering through this little vantage point. Did you see him just then? The light on his helmet tells you he's looking your way, but he's going to turn around. He just turned around. Oh no, he didn't. Shit. Does he turn around now? I think he turns around now. So I need to tomahawk that guy as well. So there's the tomahawk on him. The guy turned around. Now we move this way. There's one more dude peering towards us now, just around this corner. But if you stand at these steps, you can watch him without him seeing you. I'm not entirely sure how that works. Once again, there is times when the AI on this game has got the eyes of an eagle, and there are other times when they don't see shit. So it's all indicative of their alertness and where you're standing and the light and the shadows. But he's going to push on to the right of us here, through where I'm looking at right now, into that little alcove, and I'm going to go and get rid of him. He's going to be looking towards us, I believe, as well, so I'm going to have to chuck this axe and hopefully hit him on a non-armoured part. But that guy has thighs that don't have armour on them, so aim for his thighs. And then here we go again, making noise, climbing up things and standing up. So the person who heard this is in the other room, but they heard me because apparently bloody William J. Blazkowicz has got clogs on and he's stomping around like a moron. And it's one of the things I don't understand about this game, because I'm nervous now because I don't know where this guy is. I'm like, how the fuck did he hear me? So I start doubting my strategies even though I know they're good. But for some reason, when you crouch walk in this game, it sounds like you're stepping on every piece of Lego ever invented. It's ridiculous. You make way too much noise, and I don't understand it at all. It just sounds like you're stomping around with steel toe caps on a bloody hardwood floor, and it kind of pulls me out of the game. The whole point of stealth is so that I don't sound like a fucking train running through a village, but alas, that's just not the way the game went. So you'll notice the signal is saying that we're very close to a guy now. Don't worry too much about the signals, it doesn't matter. He's the one who does matter. Kill him, because the moment that we touch this device, we're going to get aggressive. So put double guns on right now, guys. Dual-wield assault rifles. And what we're going to do, you're going to get a checkpoint after this. You're going to start getting irradiated. We're going to jump over the desk and we're going to sprint for the door. We're going to kill everybody who stands in front of us, but we're not going to linger. And the moment you get through this doorway, if you hold this, you'll get a gas mask, and I think you're invincible. And then if you run through here, the door will shut. We only took, what, one bullet then? And now we're on top of this. So, we're waiting now for this elevator to rise and for somebody to pick us up in a chopper. But of course, there's going to be a bunch of the Tin Men. And I stumbled on a wonderful strategy here by simply being a bitch. So I crawled, what a word. I crawled under this, and I was having flashbacks of, remember Deus Ex? The very first Deus Ex, there's a part at the end of the game where I sat in a vent for this massive alarm period, and then when the alarm period ended, I just crawled out and went in the elevator or whatever it was, and it was a wonderful strategy. That is literally what I was thinking when I saw this little walkway here. And what's going to happen is all the AI pathing is so retarded, they're going to queue up in front of me, none of them will ever drop into this little gutter, none of them will ever get into a position where they can flank and shoot me, because they're all too literal. And what I mean by this is, they know where I am. They know exactly where I am so much that they're standing exactly where I am. And because they're standing where I am, they can't see me, because I'm underneath this piece of steel. So all that's happening is they're queuing up on where I am, knowing where I am, confused that I'm not there, standing there waiting for me to be there to attack me, and I'm exploiting this and shooting them with 2 shotguns. Simple times, right? And then when it goes quiet, I think you've won. Thank you for watching, you take care now.